Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your boy D-Walk316. I'm gonna get into about this Cowboys Packers game. Now, I know most of us are thinking this is the revenge game, the catch, the no catch rule we're having with Dez. Speaking of which, Dez Bryant is going to play. Is going to play. He's practiced the last 2 days. So far, what I saw in the injury report so far, bad news about Tyron Smith. He didn't practice today. Another thing I just heard about is Mo Claiborne did not practice today due to an ankle injury. I know Skandrick is not going to play, but let's see what happens in all this, okay? Now to get into this game. And I'm going to say this about Packers. This is a team I don't hate, and I have a whole lot of respect for this team and their fans. I have two friends at work who are Packers fans. My assistant manager is a Packers fan. I already have two bets at work with them, which is a $20 bet with him and a lunch bet with my manager. So we're going to see what happens here. So we'll see. But just to get into this whole thing, Packers are a good team, just regardless of how they are. They got a good coach with Mike McCarthy. They got a good defensive coordinator with Dom Capers. And they can draw a game plan pretty good. And they have one of the best quarterbacks that's like one of the top 5 quarterbacks in this league with Aaron Rodgers. Which is hard to sack this man because he can find ways to elude pressure. Now, if we could do the same thing we did to Andy Dalton, frustrate him up a little bit, try to get some sacks, put some pressure on him, we're gonna get it done. We can get Claiborne covering Jordy. We can get Byron Jones and Brandon Carr to cover Randall Cobb, Devontae Freeman, and anyone else that needs it because there is no more Chris Kuhn anymore because he went to New Orleans. We don't know if Eddie Lacy's going to play. It could be Starks. So we don't know which of the two we're going to have to stop. All in all, the only thing that these rookies that Prescott, Elliott, and all of us got to worry about is Clay Matthews. You got to worry about that secondary with Micah Hyde and Sam Shields because they're good. You got to worry about them. All in all, I see this game being very, very close. Either two ways I think the Cowboys are going to win this. One, I will say it's probably going to be by a late minute touchdown by Ezekiel Elliott. Two, possibly a Dan Bailey field goal at the end of regulation or in overtime. Because I'm going to say right now, if this game goes to OT, it's not going to shock me in the least bit. Because we have a very, very tough test here. Because this is one of them games I saw, regardless who would have been the starter, Romo or Dak Prescott. The way the Cowboys are rolling, I think they can pull this W off, shock the world, and then go to the bye. And then we're going to be dealing with possibly who's going to be starting. And I'm going to get into this one last time about this. Because I had two conversations with two of my friends at work. One who I work in my department with. And we're all figuring this out. Like, if Romo does come back. And I'm going to say this about Tony Romo, about me. Like I said, I'm going to say before, I've had a mixed relationship on Tony Romo. I'm a mixed fan towards him. Yeah, I like how he did good when he started out in 07, but then he went downhill when he disappointed me when he lost in the divisional to the Giants. 08, I was pissed when he lost that game against Philadelphia 43-7. I really thought that point was to get rid of him, but then 09, he improved. Then he lost to the Minnesota Vikings. In 010, he got injured, and I couldn't put fault in him, even though he was already struggling at that point. 011, which started, couldn't win a big one, win in this situation, lost to the Giants. 012, threw that pick to the Skins. And it was at those two times I wanted Romo cut at that point. But 13, I couldn't put blame on him because he had his back broken. But then 014, he changed my mind. I was back on his bandwagon. Last year, I can't put him at fault because he did get injured. But right now, here's how I'm going to say this. If Romo comes back, I will still support this team regardless who the quarterback is. Because in my heart, I want Dak Prescott to start. I'm going to say that right there. I want him to start fully. But if it is Romo, we know what the future lies ahead for us in the offseason. So, for all we know, they could restructure Romo's contract. They could trade him off to, like I said in my opinion, you can trade him off to Cleveland Browns, like I said in my last video. But I'm going to quote Simus's words and what he said. It's not about the name on a jersey. It's about the star. And that's all I care about is the star. Okay. Any Cowboy fans watching this? Let's go Cowboys. Let's get this W. And then we can enjoy this bye week. And then we can move on in 2 weeks to thinking about the Philadelphia Eagles. This is your boy D-Walk 316. I'm out. Peace.